Welcome to Correct Gold All Good. This video is about Jada and Will, and it's shocking. You never know about the lives of these Hollywood couples. Now, Jada had an interview lately with Oda, and she revealed quite a few things about her marriage, including Will and her did not go through a legal divorce. However, the way they're living their lives right now, it's like if they're divorced. She said they're living separate lives, folks. Whenever we saw them at the Oscars and the Tony, the Emmys, and all these award shows, and they're together and holding hands and kissing, and it's just for show, folks. They're no longer together. She said they've been living separate lives for the past 6 or 7 years. She dates whoever she want to date. He dates whoever he want to date. But I guess it must be difficult for the children. Maybe that's why they all had to go into therapy. Because can you imagine seeing your mom and dad with different people coming in and out of the house? And there's rumor that Will is gay. Now imagine if he's bringing guys into the house or guys picking him up. And there's rumor that Jada is gay. Imagine if she's bringing females in. And males, because it's reported that she's bisexual. But can you imagine the turmoil for the children seeing all of this go down with their parents? So it's very complicated in the Smiths' house, to say the least. Can you imagine living with a man for all that time? How many years? 6 or 7 years. And there's no intimacy. It's like you are roommates, truly roommates, and you're married to that person. And this is what they've chosen to do. Jada said she could not bring herself to getting a divorce because she promised no matter what, they would work it out. It's strange, folks. I can't explain it. And I guess the only people who can explain it is Will and Jada. But here's the interview with Oda and Jada. Don't forget, as you come onto the page, hit the like bell every single time. It's not just a one-time thing. It's every time you come onto the page to view a video. That's your opener, so to speak. It's like opening the door. That's what you do. You hit the like bell. As soon as you come on, it's like a welcome.
Oda's exclusive interview with Jada Pinkett Smith, and everyone's going to be talking about this.
Yeah, she is one half of Hollywood's most powerful couple. She's at the center of constant gossip and controversy, including that slap at the Oscars. She was sitting right next to Will Smith. And when we met up with Jada in her hometown of Baltimore to talk about her candid new memoir, Worthy, she opened up about an issue that has been kept secret until now.
There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now.
Yes.
Y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
That's really hard to believe, huh, folks? That they hid that. I mean, they're quite the actor and actress, aren't they? That they were able to hid that for such a long time, 7 years, almost a decade, 3 years shy of a decade, and nobody was the wiser, and the children kept it a secret. I am telling you. And they pretty much date whoever they want to date. This is why when people see Will with anybody else, they say he's cheating, because they don't know the inside scoop. They don't know that these two have decided to divorce each other, not officially on paper. Can you imagine? Maybe that's the way to go for a lot of modern couples.
But in public, the couple, who married in 1997, denied the gossip about their marriage. This interview on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen was taped a year after Will and Jada separated.
So how long have you guys been together?
23 years.
Wow. That's amazing. How do you keep it hot?
How do I keep it hot? Maybe I don't know. I mean, I'm baffled, really.
Yeah, right.
what a charade that at the time that she had that interview, she was no longer together with her husband, and she really played that part like if they were still together.
Over the next several years, Jada and Will kept up the appearance of a committed married couple. They even faced a scandal when Jada had what she called an entanglement with a family friend. Neither let the public know they had already split.
So I guess my question is, I feel like you're a straight talker,
I am.
except you're not sometimes.
Yeah.
So why do that? Like, what was the reason?
I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us
Yeah.
how to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people?
But this is really foolish, folks. How do they present that to people? When people get divorced every single day and it's no big deal in today's society, they're still worried about how people are going to perceive they are separating and getting a divorce. It does not make sense. Jada and Will needs to wake up and smell the coffee or the roses or whatever it is that people are smelling these days. It's not a big deal. I think they decided to stay together, really, because it takes the spotlight off of who they're dating. Because it's rumored that both of them are gay. Now, if they had separated and went their own way, then people would want to know, who are they seeing now? Who are they dating? But being under the same roof as a married couple, nobody's looking their way to see who's coming in and out of the house and who they're hanging out with on a weekend and going on vacation with every year. A lot of bloggers and a lot of people have speculated, but it was not for sure, because reporters were not reporting on it really, because they figured Will and Jada are married. The only time the scandal came out was on with her son's friend, August. But otherwise, besides that, nothing really salacious came out. But had they went their separate ways and living in separate homes, then we would see if Jada was really gay as well as Will. So I believe, they decided to stay together under the same roof and put on this elaborate charade for a reason, for a purpose, to hide who they were really dating.
Right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, you know? And we hadn't figured that out.
During our walk in Baltimore, Jada reflected on their breakup.
Why did the relationship fracture?
Why it fractured, that's a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think by the time we got to 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be.
Jada says she considered a legal divorce, but could never go through with it.
I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever. And I just haven't been able to break that.
But here's the thing, folks. She said she haven't been able to break the promise of a good reason why they should go through a divorce. But all the reasons are there. First of all, they have broke their marital vows. They are living separate lives under the same roof, dating whoever they want to date. And it does not make for a good relationship with the children, because there's going to be some type of anger with the children when they see one of their parents are getting close to somebody else. There are so many reasons to officially get a divorce and just move out of the house. Someone have to move out of the house and separate. The kids are grown. There's no excuse for them to still be together. I think for Jada, it's probably just an emotional attachment. For whatever reason, neither one of them wants this divorce. And I'm wondering, what is the real reason? What is the underlying factor? But why stay and be so unhappy? I would imagine both of them must have been very unhappy over the years, living under the same roof, having to put on this pretense and charade. Like if they were so happy when they were not. Life is too short for you to spend a lifetime with someone you're not happy with. Not when there's so many people in the world that it's possible for you to be happy with. So you have to give yourself a chance to find love. And just be happy. That's what it's all about. Life is for you to be happy, not for you to be living a lie. And like I said before, maybe it was a case of if we do not move out of the house, then people are not going to look at who we are bringing in, who we are dating. If you want to date guys and I want to date girls, nobody is watching, and we can do so under the guys that we still married. Maybe that's what it is. This is all alleged. So Jada did write a book. The book is now on the market, and maybe some of those questions are in the book and it has been answered, because I would like to know, are these two people gay?
That there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever. And I just haven't been able to break that promise.
But you still live separately.
We live separately.
It's the strangest kind of revelation to realize that these two people have had separate lives. I mean, they have not called each other husband and wife in all of those years.
Except for the appearance everywhere they went.
Except for the appearances, right? Including at the Oscars.
Yes.
By the way, there's a whole chunk in this book that we're going to get into in the Dateline special and also a little later here of what happened in that moment when he said, you know, get my wife's name out of your mouth, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's a whole backstory there, too. But Jada is candid and honest in this book. I mean, she's saying things that she's never said, so they've kind of been living this pretend life publicly.
For years.
They knew the secret. They know it.
So now she's telling everyone.
Yeah.
But they're not divorced.
Nope.
So they're
And
separated.
they don't plan on it. They don't plan on getting divorced.
I think
And it goes back to my theory, folks. I believe they will never get a divorce. Not never say never. But they are not going to get a divorce right now because they want to keep up the charade. And they don't want the spotlight to be on them who they're dating. And it might be the same sex for both of them. Allegedly. Now, when I say dating, I don't mean they're going to come out and with a person and go to a club or anything like that. I mean people coming in the house and them going on vacation with various people. It was alleged that for years, Will Smith have been going on vacation with other male friends, but not Jada. So people have accused Will Smith of being gay, including Jaguar Wright. Here are some of the people who have accused them. Let's take a listen.
That Will Smith is bisexual and that they do this, and that.
They're both bisexual. They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship.
So according to Lifestyle Entertainment, at the night of the Oscar, when Will went up on stage and slapped Chris Rock, they were already separated. Now, Jada said there's a backstory behind the slap. Because they were already separated, there was no reason for him to get angry because he was dating other people and she was dating other people as well. But I would love to know the backstory. Wouldn't you all love to know the backstory also? But because of that infamous slap, Will was banned for 10 years by the Oscars from him being on the committee as well as attending the Oscar show. So why go through all of that? And your marriage is a sham. You don't have a marriage. You're just shacking up with this woman that used to be your wife because you're no longer husband and wife by at least what we perceive a husband and a wife should be. Y'all are sleeping with different people in the same house, allegedly. No wonder the children are so unhappy. A lot of times in a marriage, the children mirror what's going on in that marriage. If the children are unhappy, you can rest assured where there's smoke, there's fire. You can rest assured that they're not in a very happy home. And we have seen over the years where Jada's children, both of them, have exhibited some extreme behaviors because they were not happy. This is a piece of reporting by Spill Today, what they had to say about Trisha Campbell and her ex-husband's relationship with Will Smith.
Recently, Tisha Campbell made allegations that Will Smith had engaged in extramarital relationships with her former spouse, Dwayne Martin. She took to Instagram to share an image accompanied by the caption, "The truth always comes out in the end, no matter how hard anyone tries to hide it." In addition, YouTuber Trisha Paytas accused Will Smith of sexually exploiting her male dancers. Specifically, she said,
"How about worry about your fucking cheating husband fucking my male dancers, when they didn't want to? How about talk about that?"
So here is Chris Rock roasting Will as well as Jada.
I normally would not talk about this, but for some reason, these put that on the internet. I have no idea why two talented people would do something that low down.
I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely. I was in a lot of pain, and I was very broken.
She hurt him way more than he hurt me. And who's he hit? Me.
Now, that was all pretending, folks. When Will got on Red Table Talk, the talk show that Jada had with her family, and he expressed his sadness that she cheated on him, and she was expressing how she felt, that was all an act. They were already separated for years. That just happened last year. They had already been separated 7 years already. So these people were pretending. And I guess they were trying to maybe iron out some differences on the show, because I can imagine how messed up they are in person with all this stuff going on, that they're living in the same house and dating different people, and the kids are watching all this go down. So I guess they were having therapy on that show, all of them, including Jada's mother. But them living together and leading separate lives would have been a much more interesting topic for that show. And maybe the show would not have been canceled, because a lot of people would have tuned in just to hear the day-to-day activities of how Jada and Will are able to navigate this complex marriage. So I think this particular topic of them living this way would have been much more interesting for them to talk about on that Red Table Talk show. That would have been very interesting, I believe. And a lot of people would have definitely tuned in. But they were both very secretive, as well as actually the whole family kept their secrets. So they're all very secretive. They're good with keeping secrets. So Entertainment Tonight interviewed Will, and this is what he had to say. He was still keeping up this charade and this facade like if they were still together. This is what he said.
It's easy to love somebody if they do everything you want. If they act how you want them to act and they don't do anything you don't want them to do. Right. But Jada and I, we weathered some storms, and that's really, for me, the only way that you can get to the other side.
So Will, as well as Jada, has never addressed the rumors that they both are gay. And so I'm wondering if she mentioned that in the book. And if she have not mentioned that in the book, I'm hoping when Oda have the interview with her on Sunday, that she would address that issue. Guys, drop your comments. I'm over and out. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the like bell before you leave.